One leaking pipe joint may be a maintenance issue, but when several joints start leaking and the installation is only 6 years old, you need to stop repairing individual leaks and start asking what is wrong with the installation. That is exactly what happened at the building where I provide facility management consulting. The on-site facility manager had received reports of several leaks and asked me to inspect the pipework and offer an opinion. What I found immediately concerned me. There was visible corrosion around numerous joints. Some deposits were green and blue, while other areas had dark, oily residue that smelled like rust. But it was not simply the amount of corrosion that caught my attention. It was where the corrosion was occurring. I've seen this type of deterioration several times during my career, and there is usually a pattern behind it. In this case, the corrosion appeared to be concentrated mainly around soldered joints and connections where copper and brass components met galvanized fittings. That does not immediately prove the cause, but it gives us a very good place to start investigating. Let me show you what I found and explain what I believe may be happening. The first thing I looked for was whether the corrosion was spread evenly along the copper pipes. It wasn't. Most of the visible pipe remained in reasonable condition. The deposits were concentrated around specific joints and fittings. That distinction is important. When corrosion repeatedly appears at connections rather than randomly along the pipe, I start looking closely at how those joints were made. Let's begin with the soldered joints. Flux is used when soldering copper pipe. It cleans the surfaces, removes oxides, and allows the solder to flow into the joint. But flux is chemically active. The plumber should only use the amount required, and any excess residue should be thoroughly removed after the joint has cooled. Too much flux was used, or if the joint was not properly cleaned afterwards, residue can remain on the pipe. That residue may attract and retain moisture and over time contribute to the green and blue corrosion deposits that we can see in these photographs. When I physically inspected some of these joints, the corrosion felt oily. That could be old flux residue. It could also be jointing compound from one of the threaded connections, or a combination of residue, moisture, dirt and corrosion products. The rust-like smell was another indication that active deterioration may be occurring, particularly around the galvanized or ferrous fittings. But I want to make an important point here. A visual inspection gives us clues. It does not give us laboratory proof. I cannot look at an oily deposit and state with certainty that it is from flux. To confirm it, the material will need to be sampled or the affected joint removed and properly examined. What I can say is that the location and appearance of the deposits are consistent with problems I've previously seen around poorly finished soldered joints. The next area I considered was the connection between different metals. Copper and brass are commonly used together and are generally compatible. The more concerning transition is where copper or brass components connect to galvanized steel. When dissimilar metals are electrically connected and moisture is present, galvanic corrosion can occur. The galvanized or steel component will generally be the most vulnerable material. The risk increases when the protective galvanized coating is damaged at the threads, when the joint remains damp, or when the correct transition fitting has not been used. However, I would not blame every affected joint on galvanic corrosion. Some of the corrosion is visible around the soldered copper joints where the galvanized steel does not appear to be directly involved. That tells me that we may be looking at more than one contributing factor. There could be residual flux around some joints, unsuitable or poorly executed mixed metal connections at others, and small ongoing leaks accelerating the corrosion in both cases. We also need to consider which came first. Did the corrosion cause the leak, or did a poorly made joint begin to weep, leaving the connection damp and allowing corrosion to develop? A very small leak can remain unnoticed for a long time. The moisture evaporates, but the minerals and corrosion products remain behind. As the joint continues to wet and dry, the deposits become progressively more visible. Eventually, the joint deteriorates to the point where the leak can no longer be ignored. The copper used on this installation appears to be class 0. I am noting that as part of the installation information. I am not saying that class 0 copper caused the corrosion. Glass copper has a lighter wall thickness, but the pipe classification alone does not explain why the visible deterioration is concentrated around the joints. If the pipe material itself were the primary problem, I would expect to investigate pitting or failures along the body of the copper pipe as well. At this stage, the corrosion pattern points more strongly towards the way the joints were made. Whether the flux was properly removed, how the different materials are connected, and whether small leaks have been allowed to continue. The age of the installation is also important. These pipes were installed approximately 6 years ago. A correctly specified and properly installed copper plumbing system should normally provide a considerable longer service life. One leaking joint may be an isolated defect, but several reported leaks combined with similar corrosion and multiple connections suggest a wider installation quality concern. That is why I would not recommend simply cleaning these joints and waiting for the next leak. Cleaning will improve their appearance, but it will not restore metal that has already been lost. It will not repair internal pitting, correct a poorly soldered joint, or provide proper separation between incompatible materials. My recommendation would be to appoint a competent plumbing contractor or suitable specialist to investigate the installation systematically. First, identify and record every affected joint. Then establish whether the failures are limited to one area, one type of fitting, or one installation method. All copper to galvanized transitions should be checked to confirm whether suitable transition fittings were installed. At least one of the badly affected joints should be removed, opened and examined. The pipe markings and copper classification should be recorded, and the system pressure should be checked, including possible pressure surges. Depending on what is found, water quality testing may also be necessary. This can help determine whether pH, chlorides, conductivity, or other water conditions are contributing to the corrosion. The affected joints should then be replaced, not merely wiped clean, and the installation should be pressure tested in controlled sections. This inspection reinforces an important facility management principle that I have applied throughout my career. When the same problem happens repeatedly, stop treating each incident as an isolated repair. Look for the pattern. Ask what the failed components have in common. Are the leaks concentrated around soldered joints? Are they occurring where different metals were connected? Was excessive flux used? Was the residue properly removed? Are the joints leaking because of corrosion? Or is the corrosion evidence that the joints were already leaking? In this building, I cannot yet give a final answer without further investigation, but I can say that corrosion at numerous joints on a 6-year-old installation is not something that I would dismiss as normal aging. The visible deposits are warning signs. The important question is not simply how to clean them. It is what they are telling us about the rest of the installation. For you as facility manager, that is the difference between repairing the latest leak and preventing the next one. Once again, thank you for watching, and please subscribe to the channel. It really helps with the algorithms on YouTube. Thank you.